You are losing her respect and you do not even see the moment it slips away. This video exposes 6 behaviors women give only to the man they truly admire and respect. You will learn the tests she runs, the signals she hides, and the mistakes men make in silence. A single stoic shift beats frantic pleading, because control of your inner state wins where desperation fails. You will see female psychology at work, the exact emotional control that attracts, and how a steady masculine frame creates your value as a man. No fluff, no games, just the rules that decide trust, desire, and loyalty. Will you become the man who earns those private acts, or the man who never recognizes them? Point number 1. You earn her past by staying steady. Why do you rush to fill the silence with explanations and excuses? Are you measuring love by how loud you can fight for it? Picture this. You stand in front of a gym mirror at 2 a.m., breath heavy, jaw tight. Her messages glow on the screen, read and unanswered. You fold custody papers at the kitchen table, hands that shake but show no tremor. The coffee cup cools beside a stack of bills. Her side of the bed is empty and the house keeps its secrets. A quiet hallway turns small mistakes into accusations. Some things are up to us and some are not. Centuries ago, a man learned to steady himself before battle. He polished armor while others argued. He cleaned his blade and waited. The field taught patience. In the same way, your body can learn to hold its line while voices demand motion. Think of the oak that does not brag. Storms bend smaller branches and they break. The trunk holds and saves its sap for spring. She watches where you plant your feet, not how loud you call for rain. She reveals pieces of her history when she feels safe to do so. She will hand you a memory, a scar, a name when she trusts your shadow. That trust is not won with drama. It is earned in quiet hours by the few who do not flinch. You will see it in the way she tests you with a late confession at 3 a.m. She watches if you correct, control, or simply stay. She will say something that pulls at you, something that would have ruined you a year ago. Now you can hold composure and let the moment pass into a shared truth. Train your silence. Can you stay steady when the world expects you to panic? Next, we will look at her loyalty tests. You will learn how calm posture turns hesitation into permission. Hold this small, hard habit and the rest will follow. Point number 2. You pass the loyalty test through composed silence. When she tests you, do you hear the trap, or do you rush to prove you're worthy? Do you chase her reassurance, or can you stand still while she watches you fall apart? It starts small, a question meant to sting, a delay in her reply, a sudden mention of someone else. She studies your reaction, not your answer. You stare at your phone, blood hot, chest tight. You type, delete, type again. Every second she waits, your frame cracks a little more. She's not testing your love, she's testing your control. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Epictetus wrote that when most men were slaves to emotion, you face the same chains, only digital now. Where they swung swords, you swipe screens. Where they held formation, you crumble in texts. In Rome, loyalty was silence under pressure. A soldier who spoke out of fear cost men their lives. He learned stillness while arrows fell. The same stillness decides your worth today. A man who can pause when provoked owns his power. You don't win loyalty by demanding it. You earn it when your calm makes her question her chaos. You listen. You nod. You let her storm end in your quiet. That quiet becomes proof. She realizes you don't fight for position. You hold it. Do not speak to correct her doubt. Do not explain what silence already says. When you stop needing to be believed, you become believable. Your stillness tells her what words can't. That you trust yourself more than her validation. Hold your frame. Can you watch her test you without blinking? Next, we go deeper. You will see how surface strength collapses when vulnerability is forced, and how the man who values peace over pride becomes untouchable. Point number 3. You convert visible value into deep vulnerability. Why do you show strength only when it's easy to be strong? Why do you hide when it's time to be seen without the armor? Picture this. You lift in the gym, shoulders full, headphones in. Everyone sees your build, your control, your mask. But when she looks at you, she searches for something that costs more than muscle. She wants to know if the man who commands the world can still face himself when it's quiet. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That line cuts through every fake performance. In the ancient world, strength wasn't shown in the arena, but in the room after battle, when the noise stopped and a man sat alone with his truth. That is where value becomes real. Modern men chase validation. They show cars, watches, bodies, achievements, but value seen too often loses weight. It becomes currency spent to keep attention. A woman might admire your visible power, but she only respects what you hide until it matters. When you can admit fear without collapsing, when you can speak truth without begging to be understood, she feels something she cannot manipulate: safety. Deep vulnerability is not confession. It's restraint with honesty. It's saying less but meaning more. It's telling her, "I've been broken before," without needing her to fix it. She won't test that man. She studies him. He owns his shadow, so her storms have no leverage. You convert visible value into depth by removing performance. By showing that your calm isn't an act but a choice. You stop using your strength to prove and start using it to protect your peace. Reveal without pleading. Can you show truth without seeking reward? Next, we move to respect. You will see how boundaries build from self-control command loyalty, more than charm ever could. Point number 4. You gain respect with calm boundaries. When did you start believing that being agreeable would keep her? When did silence become fear instead of choice? Picture this. You're sitting on the couch, her tone sharp, her words loaded. You feel the old pull, the need to explain, to fix, to smooth it over. But every time you chase peace through pleasing, you lose another inch of ground. Respect dies in small concessions. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Freedom is not distance, it's discipline. In ancient Rome, a soldier could not hold the line if he wavered at every shout. His calm wasn't weakness, it was command. He chose when to move, when to stand, when to act. That control made others trust him, even in chaos. Today, boundaries are your battlefield. You don't raise your voice. You don't argue your worth. You set limits with composure. You say no once and mean it. You don't punish. You don't chase. You don't explain. Your calm forces her to decide how much she values your presence. When you don't need to prove yourself, respect grows in the silence between your words. She may push harder. She may call it cold, distant, or selfish. Let her. Boundaries are uncomfortable only to those who benefited from your lack of them. You're not withdrawing. You're preserving your center. You're teaching her that love without respect becomes control. And control is not affection. Hold the line. Can you say less and still be heard? Next, we step into trust. You'll see how control of your frame turns uncertainty into quiet attraction, and how consistency builds desire that words can't create. Point number 5. You secure trust by holding a masculine frame. Why do you think she stopped trusting you? Was it betrayal? Or did she watch you lose control one reaction at a time? Picture this. It's late. She says something sharp, then waits. You feel the heat rise, the pulse in your jaw. You step forward, voice ready to defend, to prove, to correct. But that moment decides everything. Not what you say, but what you hold. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That truth built empires. In the ancient world, a commander's calm decided whether men lived or died. When panic spread, they looked at his stillness and followed it. His frame was protection. Your life works the same way. When your emotions lead, trust dies. When your frame leads, safety appears. She trusts the man who doesn't need to win the argument. She watches how you hold eye contact when the air thickens. She reads your silence, your tone, your posture. Every calm response teaches her that you lead yourself first. No reassurance can replace that. You don't talk about confidence. You show it in restraint. Most men confuse trust with transparency. They overshare, overpromise, overprove. They turn connection into confession. But trust is earned through predictability. When you stay consistent under pressure, she relaxes. Your steadiness lets her lower her guard. Your control tells her you are safe here without words. You hold frame not by acting, but by deciding nothing external defines you. Her moods shift, your peace doesn't. Her silence tests, your presence answers. That's how trust forms. Through your refusal to crumble when emotion demands chaos. Stay unshaken. Can you let storms rage without losing your center? Next, we move to the final truth. You'll see how detachment, when mastered, creates a kind of bond no emotion can manipulate. Only respect can sustain. Point number 6. You invite true attachment through stoic detachment. Why do you chase what runs from you? Why do you think love means constant pursuit instead of quiet certainty? Picture this. You're lying in bed, phone face down, her messages unread. You feel the pull to check, to fix, to know. But tonight you don't move. You stare at the ceiling and let the silence answer what words never could. That is the beginning of detachment. Not distance, but discipline. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." He meant peace comes when you stop needing approval. In ancient times, men learned that power fades when tied to another's mood. The Stoic didn't reject affection. He mastered himself so love could exist without ownership. Modern men confuse control with care. They text first, explain too much, chase reassurance like oxygen. But the woman who truly connects does so with the man who doesn't demand her energy. He gives space without resentment. He allows closeness without fear. His calm presence becomes the place she returns to, not the noise she escapes from. Stoic detachment is not coldness. It's emotional clarity. You stop trying to manage her feelings and start guarding your own peace. When you detach, you stop bargaining for attention. You let her choose freely. And that freedom builds real attachment because she knows you won't collapse if she walks away. The paradox is brutal. You gain her heart when you no longer chase it. You attract loyalty by releasing control. You earn depth through stillness. You become the quiet gravity she orbits by choice. Detach to connect. Can you love without losing yourself? Because in the end, the man who commands emotion commands respect. And the man who respects himself never needs to chase love again. You made it all the way here, and that says something about you. You're not just watching, you're searching. You want to understand what respect, trust, and connection really mean between a man and a woman. And tonight, you've seen how quiet strength, emotional control, and detachment create the kind of presence women never forget. Remember, every moment you stay calm, you're training your mind to lead. Every time you choose stillness over reaction, you grow stronger. This isn't about pretending to be cold. It's about becoming solid enough to be at peace, even when things don't go your way. If this video gave you clarity, thank you for being here and giving your time. This channel exists because men like you are willing to face uncomfortable truths. That honesty builds this community. If you want more videos that help you master yourself and understand the hidden language of connection, subscribe and hit the like button. Not for the algorithm, but because it tells me this message reached you. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What part hit you the hardest? What truth did you see in your own life tonight? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.